Good morning, students. So, this is lecture 2 of chapter number 2, the nationalist movement in Indochina, class 10th, subject history. So, in the previous lecture, we have started off with this chapter and we have discussed about the first series of this chapter, which was emerging from the shadow of China, and I have just given you the introduction about what this chapter was all about. Then I have just talked about the French ministries and troops that came in Vietnam, and they have discovered this land as a rich cultivation land and they want to have their own empire there. They started their colonial domination and resistance there. Then they thought that they thought that the French should have their own ministries there. They want to have the maximum benefit from that particular land, and they started developing that land through some cultivations and from the trading system. Now in this particular lecture, we'll talk about the second series of this chapter, which is about the dilemma of colonial education. So now they started with exploitation, the economic exploitation through cultivation and trading, but how they are going to manage it. So they need at least some sort of education they need to provide them so that they could have a little sense to do that work. So in the second series, we will talk about how this dilemma of colonial education worked in how many ways. Firstly, they are going to talk about talking modern, looking modern, and resistance in schools. So these are the three parts of this series that we are going to talk about, and then I will give you the homework solution from this chapter and the homework that I am going to assign you in this particular lecture. So these are all the things that we are going to cover in this particular lecture. So we are starting off with this lecture now. Get ready. First of all, I am just giving you introduction about what this series is about. So when French colonization was not based only on the economic exploitation. So when these French ministries and French troops have overtaken the entire land of Vietnam, and they were building a lot of trading system from there. They were taking a lot of economic benefit from there. They are taking all the materials from their land to the other parts of the country. So economic exploitation was there, but it was also driven by the idea of a civilizing mission. So they were thinking about that, like the British in India came. They came with an idea to bring modern attributes and modern culture here, so that their culture, religion, everything should be influenced from their kind of system. So likewise, the French also wanted the same thing, that they want their own kind of religion and culture, and kind of they want to modernize these Vietnam people into their own colors. So what they have started with it, that the French claim that they were bringing modern civilization to these Vietnamese. They took for granted that Europe had developed the most advanced civilization. So they want that they should be educated so that they could give them better profits. They were only doing for their own benefits, but they didn't know that the Europeans are the ones who have the most civilized education system there. So if they are going to educate them also, they are at par risk, because their education system was to such a level that they can't if anyone matches to that, they will got to know about the ideologies that they are following. So it becomes the duty of the Europeans to introduce these modern ideas to the colony, even if this meant destroying their local cultures, religions and traditions, because these were seen as outdated and prevented modern development. So basically the European culture was completely different from the Vietnamese culture, and the Europeans thought that it's their duty to give them those modern ideas to give them an updated version of themselves. So it, and they were not even afraid that it could kill their own local cultures, religion and traditions in any way. They just want to update their standards with this modern development. Now education was seen as one way to civilize the native there. So basically they take education as the most important thing to civilize the natives, but in order to educate them, the French had to resolve a dilemma. But if they are educating them, the French were in a confusion that there could be major chances if how far was this Vietnamese to be educated. So the question arises again and again in the mind of French troops and ministries that if we are educating them, how far we should educate them and how far we should give them the knowledge, of how far we should give them the education. So that was the dilemma, that was the question that arises in their mind again and again. Why? Because the French needed an educated local labor force. So the French needed an educated local labor force, but they feared that education might create problems for them. So they wanted that their labor should be well educated. They want that they should know about the new technologies to build up the crop cultivation and other things. But that education might create problems for the French people, because once they are educated, the Vietnamese may begin to question their colonial domination there. So if they are educated, they will got to know what is happening with them. They will got to know about this dominance which is created by these French people. So these Vietnamese may begin to question the colonial domination which was going on with them. And moreover, the French citizens also that are living in Vietnam, they will begin to fearing that they might lose their jobs as teachers, shopkeepers, policemen to the educated Vietnamese. So the French people who were starting living in Vietnam, they were also in fear that if these Vietnamese people are educated now, our job is at risk. We have to lose our job because they will be equally educated. They will also know about all the things. So we have to lose our jobs. So they are opposing these policies. So the French people who were living there, they started opposing this policy that would give them the Vietnamese full access to the French education. So they opposed this policy and wanted that the Vietnamese should not get the full access to education there. So they started one thing to dismiss this. So they were starting talking modern. So if any question arises according to this, that could be like mentioned 2 steps taken by the French to dismantle the influence of Chinese there. So basically they want to vanish the outdated version of the things that was going on because of the Chinese culture that have been followed by these Vietnamese. So what they have done? So they have done they have taken basically 2 steps. So the French have facing with yet another problem in the sphere of education is the elites in Vietnam were powerfully influenced by the Chinese culture. So they want to give them the education, but what the problem they were facing is that the French faced a major problem, that the elite, the higher caste or the rich people of rich Vietnamese people who were living there, they were highly influenced by the Chinese culture there. So they were following the Chinese culture. They have their own schools where these religion, all these things were going on. So to vanish that, that was also a problem to compete with this elite Vietnamese people, because they were highly influenced with this Chinese culture there. And to consolidate their power, the French had to counter this Chinese influence. So if they wanted to establish their power in education also, the French had to encounter the Chinese influence also. So they systematically dismantled the traditional education system and established the French schools for the Vietnamese. So they systematically planned that they should dismantle these traditional educational system that was going on. So they were taking some different chances, and they started establishing their own schools, their own French schools there for the Vietnamese. But this was not easy at all for them, because the Chinese, the language used by the elite so far, had to be replaced. But it was not easy. Why? Because the Chinese language that have been followed by these elite people of these Vietnamese, they were following it from so many years, and it is quite famous. So they had to replace them, and that was the one thing, that how they can replace that particular language completely. And but what has to take this place, and was the language to the Vietnamese or French was different or not? So many questions was arising because of this situation, that how they can abolish that, what could the things that could take place to take away the Chinese language from them, was the language to the Vietnamese or French. So there was a competition that was having there, that is the French language that is coming up there was important, or the same Chinese culture they want to follow there. So if any question arises again, what were the differences of opinion between the two groups of Vietnam regarding the introduction of French education system? So there were quite different opinions that came up in Vietnam to introduce this French education system. So what were that? So there were two broad opinions on this question. Some policy makers emphasize that the need to use the French language as a medium of instruction. So the opinions that came up with this question was, some policy makers, they emphasizes that there is a need of French language as a medium for instruction, because there were many French elite and French colonies that have been established there, and they need this language for a medium of instruction also. By learning the language, they felt the Vietnamese would be introduced to the culture and civilization of France. So they started with a smaller section. They started that we should introduce French as a medium of instruction only, and by learning this language, they felt that the Vietnamese would be introduced to a culture and civilization of France as well. This would help create an Asiatic France solidity tied to the European France. So what they were trying to introduce here, they were trying to build their own kind of education system, which could be the Asiatic France, which was solidly tied to the European France here. Now the educated people in Vietnam would respect French sentiments and ideals, and see the superiority of the French culture and work for the French. So the educated people of Vietnam, they also respect the French sentiments and ideals, and they started to evolve with this French culture and work for the French as well. So, and other who were opposing to French being the only medium of instruction, they suggested that the Vietnamese be taught in lower classes and French in the higher classes. So those who were opposing this French medium of instruction, they suggested that the Vietnamese who want to study their own language, they will study their own language in the lower classes, and they will study French in the higher classes. The few 35, the nationalist movement in Indochina, who learned French and acquired French culture, were to be rewarded with this French citizenship. So there were 35 petitions that have been taken into the nationalist movement in Indochina, who learned that French and acquired French culture is to be rewarded as French citizenship. So whoever was learning French language or French culture there, they have to be rewarded as French citizenship in Vietnam there. So the school textbook also glorified the French and justified colonial rule as well. So in the textbooks also, now they have overtaken the Chinese language. Now their textbook also glorify the French only, and they justify their colonial rule there. The Vietnamese were represented as primitive and backward, capable of manual labor but not of intellectual reflection. They could work in the field but not rule themselves. They were skilled capitalists but not creative. So what they are saying here, that the Vietnamese were represented as a kind of a person who can do all the work, but they can't rule in that particular land. So if they are capable of all the works that could be done in cultivating and trading things, but they can't rule that particular land. They are educated, they have given certain rights to just do that particular work, they can't own it. So these Vietnamese, they were capable of manual labor there, but they were not the intellectual reflection of it. They could work in the fields but not rule themselves. So like if I want to give you an example, you have a piece of land which is not of your own, you are just working there and earning a bit of your wages from it. So you could work in the fields, but you can't rule there. And they were basically known as the skilled populace because they were only doing their work, they can't own that particular land. And the school children were told that only French rule could ensure peace in Vietnam. So the kind of things that was getting to these school children also, that they have been told that the French rule only have to ensure that if French language is here, they are learning the French culture and religion, they are following that. That could only establish peace in Vietnam. Since the establishment of French rule, the Vietnamese peasant no longer lives in the constant terror of pirates. The calm is complete and the peasants can work with a good heart. So they have stated that this quote, that since the establishment of French rule, the Vietnamese peasant no longer lies is in constant terror of pirates. Calm is complete and the peasant can work with a good heart. Now they are starting giving them education, but they want them to look good also according to their kind of culture there. So the next step that come on, that they should look modern also. So looking modern means that there was a school that was there, the Token Free School, that was started in 1907 to provide a Western style education. So basically they are starting talking into a French culture. Now they want that they should look according to their French influence only. So they started with this new school, which is the Tonkin Free School, which was started in 1907 to provide a Western style education, and this education included classes in science, hygiene and French. So these classes were held in the evening and had to be paid for separately. So these classes were separately organized for the Vietnamese people so that they could learn a lot of things about science, hygiene and French culture there. And the school's approach to what it means to be modern is a good example of the thinking prevalent at that time, that it was not enough to learn science and Western ideas, and to be modern in the Vietnamese had to also look modern. So the approach of these schools were that they want to give the Vietnamese people to have a modern kind of a life, and with modern they were taking some good example of giving them good knowledge about how you should look them, how you should change their ideology to change their culture also. So it was not enough to learn only science and Western ideas. They want the Vietnamese to have, or they wanted to, so that they should also look also modern according to their culture. So the school encouraged the adoption of Western styles, such as having a short haircut for the Vietnamese. This meant a major break with their own identity, since they traditionally kept long hair there. So in the schools they were encouraged to follow their Western style of culture there, like having a short kind of a haircut. And because the Vietnamese, they always kept long hairs for them, they never have such kind of a hairstyle also. So these things were apart from their own identities, they had to follow them. Like all the things that come under in this, that To underline the importance of a total change, there was even a hair cutting chant also. So they were doing a haircut chant also before giving them a haircut, like comb in the left hand, scissor in the right, snip, snip, clip, clip, watch out, be careful, drop stupid practices, dumb childish things, speak openly and frankly, and study Western customs. So before giving them a haircut also, they also chant one kind of a prayer there, like before giving them a haircut. There's a haircut chant also, which is this kind of a cute poem that they actually speak. Now there were resistance in schools as well. So how it works that the teachers and students did not blindly follow the curriculum there. So all the teachers and the students who were there in a particular school, they were not blindly following such kind of a curriculum. Sometimes there was open opposition, at other times there was silent resistance. So sometimes these people started to oppose these things, that we don't want to look modern and we don't want to follow this Western style education. Sometimes they oppose, but sometimes they keep that silent resistance, they don't say anything and they don't follow it also. As the numbers of Vietnamese teachers increased in the lower classes, it becomes difficult to control what was actually taught there. So because of this education system, many Vietnamese teachers, they were coming from the lower classes only, and it was quite difficult for the French troops to control what they have actually taught them. While teaching, Vietnamese teacher quickly modified the text and criticized what was stated there. So they were starting these modifying the text, they were starting this criticizing what have been stated there. The incident that came to change this system was in Saigon native girls school. So basically what the ideas have been changing there was, like in 1926 a major protest has happened, and that has erupted in the Saigon native girls school. A Vietnamese girl sitting in one of the front seat was asked to move to the back of the class and allow a local French student to occupy the front bench. She refused. So how they started opposing this thing? So there was an incident had happened in Saigon native girls school, that there was a Vietnamese girl. She was sitting in the front seat, and one of the teachers, she asked asked her to go to the back of the class and allow the local French student to come in the front bench, but she refused that thing. The principal, also a who was a French people in the colonies, expelled her. They removed her from that school, they expelled her from that school. When angry students protested, they too were expelled. And many angry students who were supporting that particular girl, they were also expelled from that school, leading to a further spread of open protest. So when they started to expel these students, they started an open spread of an open protest there. Seeing the situation getting out of control, the government forced the school to take the students back. So there were many protests that are happening because of these students. The parents also come up with them with these protests and all the things. So seeing the situation, the government decided to tell the school to take the students back in the school. The principal reconciliated agree but warned the students. So the principal thought that he agreed with this idea, and he warned the students that I will crush all Vietnamese under my feet. You wish my reputation. Know well that I will leave only after I am assured Vietnamese no longer inhabit Cochin. So basically the principal also give them a kind of a dhamki there, that I will crush all the Vietnamese under my feet. You wish my deportation. I will make sure that when I will leave, I am assured that the Vietnamese no longer have the Chinese culture, Chinese religion within themselves. I will abolish that from their own religion. that they were following. So elsewhere, the students fought against the colonial government's efforts to prevent the Vietnamese from qualifying for white collar jobs. So many of the students, they fought against this colonial government that was they wanted to convert this Vietnamese culture into these European culture, and they want them, these Vietnamese people should also qualify for the white collar jobs. They were inspired by patriotic feelings and the conviction that was the duty of the education to fight for the benefit of the society. This brought them into conflict with the French as well as with the traditional elite also, since both saw their position threatened. By the 1920s, students were forming various political parties such as the Party of Young and publishing nationalist journals such as the Annalise Student. So basically what was happening, that they were starting they were educated now, they know what was going on with them. Because of this, they brought them into a conflict with these French people who were having their traditional elite people. French people and elite traditional people were at fault, because both saw the positions were threatening, because the lower class people were coming up, they were getting educated, and the education came up with their protest also, because they want that same kind of right. So by the time of 1920s, the students started forming their own political parties there as Party of Young Annans, and they published their own nationalist journals also, such as Annanese Student. And schools thus became an important place for political and cultural battles there. So after when they started getting education, the schools then became the one of the important place for political parties and culture battles. The French sought to strengthen their rule in Vietnam. They brought a lot of education to them. Now they want to control that education. They try to change the values, norms and perception of the people to make them believe in the superiority of French civilization and the inferiority of the Vietnamese. So basically after these political parties are have been established by the students, the French wanted to strengthen the all the things that was going on in the education system. They want to control the education system also. How they started to change the beliefs that they were following, the Vietnamese people are following, all the values, norms and perceptions that they had. They started to believe that they wanted them to believe that the French civilization is the utmost at the top, and the Vietnamese are the inferiors there. And the Vietnamese intellectuals on the other hand fear that the Vietnam was losing not just control over its territory but its very identity also, and its own culture and customs were being devalued, and the people were developing a master slave mentality there. The battle against this French colony education became part of the larger battle against colonialism for independence. So from where this nationalist movement started, the feeling of this nationalist movement started from was from here only. When the Vietnamese who got educated, they were intellectual, and they feared to control over their territory and their identity, their own cultures and customs, and they were developing a master slave mentality these French were taking in. So the battle against the French colonial education became part of the large battle against colonialism for their own independence there. So that's all in this series. We can have a quick recap what we have just discussed in this series. So there was an introduction of modern education in Vietnam. So the French introduced modern education there to spread Western culture and civilization, and to get educated workers for low paid jobs, and to make the Vietnamese their loyal supporters. The dilemma of these modern education was the French wanted to civilize the people of Vietnam, but they were also in the need of an educated labor force. So they decided to introduce modern education to them. But at the same time, the French had the fear that the education would create the following problems. First, educated people may oppose their colonial domination, and the Colons feared that they would lose their jobs to the educated Vietnamese. Now, what was the medium of education? So some people urged that the French should be used as the medium of education. It would help in spreading Western culture and civilization, and some other urged that the Vietnamese should be the medium in the lower classes and French in the higher classes. Those who learn French and adopt French culture would be given French citizenship there. Finally, the rich were allowed to study in French schools and poor in the Vietnamese school. There were certainly drawbacks of the educational system also, which was introduced by the French in Vietnam. So the government followed the policy of deliberately failing the students. Education was limited to the rich people. The textbooks glorified the French rule and culture and degraded the Vietnamese culture there. Token-free school was also introduced, so it was started in 1907 to provide the Western education to them. They were giving science, hygiene and French were taught along with the other subjects, and the school encouraged students to adopt their Western style of living there according to the French culture. Students had to cut their hair short. This is the picture of the token-free school. How they used to study and what they were doing basically there. So the school textbooks. So the school textbooks glorified the French culture and supported French rule, and the Vietnamese were shown as primitive and backward people in those textbooks. The Vietnamese could do only manual labor, not the intellectual labor, and the children were made to believe that only French rule could provide peace to these Vietnam people, and the schools forced the students to give up Vietnamese lifestyle and follow the French lifestyle there. There was certainly protest by the teachers and the students as well. So the teachers and students were not follow the curriculum blindly. They opposed it openly, and the students organized a movement against the Saigon native girls' school, which expelled a student. They formed political parties like Parties of Young Annan and published a journal called Annanese Student there. And there was an incident by the Saigon Native Girls School incident. In Saigon Native Girls School in Vietnamese girls sitting in the first bench was asked to go to the back bench in order to allow Colon girl to occupy the first bench. So she was expelled from the school when she refused to obey, and the students who opposed this action were also expelled. This led to large scale of protest, and so the government asked the school to take back the students again. So this was whole as a series. Now the homework solution that I have given in the previous lecture was, with reference to what you have read in this chapter, discuss the influence of China on Vietnam's culture and life. So the answer is, China influenced Vietnam's culture in many ways before the French conquered Vietnam. So the early history of the region in Indochina shows different groups of people living here under the shadow of the powerful empire of China there. Even when the Vietnamese gained independence in 1945, the rulers maintained the use of Chinese government system and culture there. The elites were vastly influenced by the Chinese culture and life, as has been elucidated in Phan Bui Chao's book, The History of the Laws of Vietnam. Chinese language and Confucianism was followed by the upper classes in Vietnam, and in 1911, when the Chinese Republic came into being, students in Vietnam organized the association was for the restoration of Vietnam, and Vietnamese men also kept their hair long, which was an old Chinese tradition. So this is whole as a homework solution. Now homework for this particular lecture is, you have to explain why only 1/3 of the students in Vietnam would pass the school living examination. So what was the reasons behind it? Please search it out and solve this question. And still you have any queries in this particular lecture, you can ask in the comment section or in the student inquiry section. And if you want to have a one-on-one interaction with me, there is a video calling chat app which you can also download. And if you wanted to have or ask any question, you can ask me face to face with that particular app, that is Cisco. You can mark that Cisco is a video chatting app. If you want to have certain kind of questions, you can download that app and we can have a one-on-one interaction about your problems. And that's it. Thank you for your patience and listening to me, and just take care of your health and your family as well. Thank you so much.